Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to the third episode of the Coffee with Adam and All the Things podcast. A little different, a little different today. Um, I'm actually having a monster. Oops, not the way around. Boop. So a monster, if you're watching, you know what I mean. Sponsor. Anyways, so today we're talking about something that I've been talking about on Facebook all week. You could go and check out my stuff and see how I've been explaining it all week. I've been breaking it up in day-to-day kind of thing. One day I talked about control, then the other day I talked about letting go, and then how to bring them together, and then recapping on it. So today in this episode, this is what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about control and letting go. Basically, summing it all up in this whole, however long it takes to sum it up. So today, let's start off with control. For my thoughts on that, control is something that I feel it starts to become the separation between you and your higher power. It starts to become the idea that, yeah, you might believe in God or the universe or, Sky Daddy, whatever you want to call it. You believe in him or her, or again, you believe, but to an extent. That you need to have some kind of control in what is to happen. Yeah, you do have control. Control what you wear, control how early you leave to work, control what you're eating. You do have those ideas of control. I'm talking about the kind of control where it extends to the people, places, and things around you. That begins to start to disrupt the go with the flow kind of idea or mentality. I kind of dislike the term go with the flow. I wish there was a better way to describe it. If you do, let me know in the comments, or hit me up and let me know. Anyways, okay, that's true. Anyways, okay, so that's kind of the idea of control. And then so my idea of letting go, it starts to be the belief and the reconnection to your higher power, Sky Daddy, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. It starts to be the belief again, the having faith that your higher power, HP, has its best interest out for you. And so the best thing that you can do is to surrender. You did all that you could in the best possible way that you can, and the next best thing that you could do is just to let it go. Surrender it to the universe. So letting go and letting go of control, they go hand in hand. In the other weeks or in the other podcasts, I was talking about how compassion and empathy and those go in hand, and how a relationship is to be built. Trust, honesty. Like, of course, all those things are all needed in a healthy, fruitful relationship. If I told you, oh yeah, every relationship needs dishonesty, distrust, unloyalship, indecisiveness, every relationship needs that. Would you want to be in one? No. You want to be in something that's trusting, open, not open relationship to other people, but open enough to where you could come and say what you're thinking and what you want and how you're feeling, especially how you're feeling. You want to always come to your partner or come into any relationship that you're in and express how you're feeling and not worry of any backlash from the person that you're telling to. The person that you're telling this to should have open ears and be willing to listen to you. That's, the proper constructs for any, healthy and fulfilling relationship. My dog just woke up. So let's get into the letting it go. The letting it go requires compassion and empathy. You either let it go when the person says they're sorry and ask for forgiveness, or you let it go without that forgiveness. And you're like, oh, well, I'm not forgiving them and this and that. Well, you're not forgiving them for them in the first place. You're forgiving them for you because you're holding on to that anger and frustration. And you would rather let it go than to have that anger and frustration. And so that also goes hand in hand. Needing to have control over something shows an idea of aggression and needing to have that control because of the frustration that it's not going to go the way that you want it to be. See kind of how that goes hand in hand. Letting it go is because you don't want the frustration and the aggression from holding on to anger for somebody, but the control requires anger because you're frustrated that it's not going to go the same way that you want it to go. And when I'm not mad, well, yeah, you're getting mad because you're being called out on it at that moment. Because if you weren't doing that, you wouldn't be called out on it. See how it kind of works? That's what makes me go into these like weird little tangents, because they break down into like main things in their own like little separate pools of awareness. Oh man, this monster hits differently when you're at like in the evening time. So that we were going off of those like, ideas of control and letting go, and they don't just go into the controlling boyfriend or the controlling girlfriend. They go into the controlling mother, the controlling father. They go into the controlling brother, the controlling sister, the controlling aunt and uncle. That like it just goes into the people that are controlling around you, and it also goes into you being the one that is controlled. If you're the victim of that, you are given just as much. Hey, get away from there! My dog's getting to the dog food. You have just as much power to call out your aggressor and tell them, hey, you're doing this to me, you're making me feel this way. And you're speaking your truth, you're claiming back the control of yourself. There's the difference. And then at the same time, that person that's aggressing you gets to say, well, I'm sorry I didn't make you feel that way. And in that moment, you get to forgive, because they didn't know, or they did, but they're still asking forgiveness or whatever. Then you get to let it go after that. Regardless, you have to let it go. You can't just hold on to it, regardless if after they say apology, you really can't hold on to it. Really, like, what are you gonna do with it? Anyways, okay. Because some people hold on to that aggression of the idea that letting it go or forgiving somebody is like a precious diamond that you get to hold on to. And I've said it before in the Facebook lives that, holding on to anger and aggression and that ability to not be able to forgive somebody is like holding on to a hot coal with the intent to throw it at them, but really you're the one that's getting burned from it, because they don't even know how angry you are about that. They don't even know how frustrated you are about that. And in your mind, you're thinking you're controlling the situation by you're controlling your interactions and being stern and short with them. Like some people I know, when they're mad at people, instead of talking about it, they don't understand why you're like that. But in your mind, you think they do, and they should know why you're mad, but they don't. And you're the only ones with the hot coal in your hand getting burned, and the other person's living their life. So yeah, those are some of the examples on that. Like I was saying, all this stuff goes like hand in hand in building the proper relationship. And when somebody asks for forgiveness, they're asking to be let go of also as well. They're holding on to this guilt or their remorse or their feeling that they betrayed you. They're having their bad feelings, so they're at the same time, when they ask for forgiveness, they're also asking to be let go of those feelings as well. And even though you let go of them and you give them forgiveness, and they truly don't understand the idea of forgiveness, like I was mentioning in the other podcast about forgiveness, like if they don't fully comprehend it, they still have to do the work to understand what forgiveness means, and they can still feel bad when they go home, and even though they just had the greatest conversation with you, that you forgave them and how you felt, and it's okay, but they can still go home and feel like shit because they don't understand the full concept of what forgiveness means, or why they did those actions, and where they did work on it to understand why they're asking for forgiveness. So it goes all in all. You're not the only one experiencing the idea of always having to be the better person. Like, I know there's some people that, well, why do I always have to be the better person and let it go? Because it's for you. It's for you to let it go. What are you going to do with holding on to that? I feel like I'm not going to say the person thing. I feel like I'm talking to a woman that I know. Like, what are you going to do with that aggression? Why not be the better person? It's better. Oh yeah. Go be the not better person, and that's gonna do you well in life. It's gonna get you everywhere. It's gonna bring you peace of mind to just let it go. You might take you a few nights of like, I'm letting it go, God, I'm letting it go. Prayer, meditation, everything that you need to do to let that kind of stuff go. It might take a couple of nights, but you're eventually going to let it go. Um, let's jump back into control a little bit. So control on the other side of that is the actuality of things that you can really control. The real things that you control are yourself, your emotions, your thoughts, your feelings. You can control your feelings with work. Like I was mentioning, like what brought this idea of going back to control was talking about meditation and stuff like that. Through those kind of exercises, meditation, prayer, listening to God, nature walks, connecting, hot bath, self-care, that kind of stuff, connecting to yourself really helps in that realm. My dog just made me lose my track. Made me lose my train of thoughts. Like those kind of things could help you aid in your self-care and controlling your feelings. They could help relieve stress and help you go into mindfulness thoughts of why do you feel like you need to control Bob's work at work? Why do you feel like you need to control your daughter Mary's actions with her new boyfriend? You know, why do you feel like you need to control freaking little Timmy over there in how he's playing baseball? You know, those ideas, like try to figure out where do those come from. When you understand where they're coming from, you have a better capability to apologize about them if there's apology needed. If not, then you get to be more aware of where that aggression or where that frustration is coming from. Like, oh, my mom used to be controlling of me like this and I didn't like it, so why am I doing it? There you go. That's another thing. And then it's just like, if you feel like you need to do it, it's just like, no, well, if it still comes out, why don't you make, like, okay, say little Timmy and how you want to control him in baseball. Go up to little Timmy, I never got to play baseball, so I'm like, I feel like I want to play baseball for you, so I'm going to try my best to not get too involved in making you do things. I want you to have fun with the game, and if I'm ever not making it fun for you, let me know. Boom. I was never in baseball or sports like that, like, you know, but I know parents of kids that have told me that they don't like to play the sport no more. Like, you know, and it's sad to hear that, but they play it because they know that it's going to make their parents happy, instead of the other way around, where the parents let the kids play it because they know it makes them happy. It kind of sucks, huh? And I know how, Adam, you don't have kids, you're not one to talk, but I've heard my friends' kids say these things to me on the side. So like it's my experience from it. Well, not all kids are the same. I know. That's why I said it's my experience. Shut up! This isn't my show. God, that's kidding. Anyways, so that's what the podcast is about, and I keep saying that because like it's such a simple idea, I feel, and I think just it gets overcomplicated with the idea of having to tell the truth when you need to let go, because when you let go, you need to tell the reason why you're letting go. You're like, I'm letting go of this person right now and the way they made me feel. But you know what? If that person was right in front of you and you told them the reason why you're letting go of them, it would be a lot better. And in fact, not letting go of them, but letting go of the reason why you're mad at them, you know? Or say you want to stop being friends with somebody because, you know, the election just happened. Just let them know. I see true colors in you and I don't want to be friends with you no more. Instead of just like completely stop talking to that person. Then that person gets to reevaluate what their actions were actually like. They get to be like, oh, well, I'm being who I am, so F you, Casey. You know, they could do that, or they could be like, damn, I really loved my relationship with Casey. You know, maybe I wonder how if I am really offending him with some of the things I believe in. Maybe we could have some understanding in that. I know, I just get excited because some of these things are so simple and so relevant that it is a difficult conversation at first, but if you have the capability to be in that relationship as open and as honest as you can from the very beginning, having these kind of conversations are very simple and easy. And even having the conversation and be like, hey, I want to be as open and positive as I can with you, let's try to do that. That's even a great start too, because it puts that out there that that's what you expect and that's what you want, because you also do the same thing too. Oh man, this is like, I'm gonna roll with this one. Thank you, Monster. So I think we could wrap that one up. Alright, so we got what control is, separation from, you know, your higher power. And we have what letting go is, the reconnection to your higher power. Another thing that I want to leave off with is this quote from the Course of Miracles that I freaking love. And whenever I hear it randomly or a variation of it, it's my realignment phrase. That if I hear it out of nowhere and in the random, it's meant to realign me into what I've been going through since I've heard it the last time, whatever, right? So it goes, whatever is real is never threatened, and whatever is unreal never existed. Herein lies the peace of God. And it just breaks it down into the peace of what God is. Like, God is the truth, God is light, God is everything, God is, the truth. So it is real. So whatever is real is never threatened. And so whatever is unreal, our perception is unreal. Because if it's not guaranteed by truths, our perception is only validated by truths, then I'm going into some, higher thinking stuff right here. Our perception is only validated by real truths, and anything from truth, and everything that is truth is from God. So until we have our perceptions validated by truth, they're just perceptions. And whatever is perceptionized is not real. So if it's not real, it never existed. So our perception isn't real until it is verified by truth. Okay? So therein lies the peace of God. So I think he's cheating on me. That perception is not real until it is validated by truth. So you could get all angry and mad that you think your man is cheating on you and perceive every single possible way that he could be cheating on you, and your mind doesn't know your body doesn't know the difference from that reaction to your mind, because your imagination is going crazy on it. So you're experiencing him cheating on you 4 or 5 different times because you're thinking different ways that he's cheating on you. But that's a perception. And it's not real, so you're putting your body through this unreal virtual reality stress, and it's not even true. That's just one experience. So whatever's real is never threatened. Whatever's unreal never existed. Herein lies the peace of God. And I really want to leave you with that part. I want to close it up with that idea. Whatever is real is never threatened, which is letting go. Letting go is real. Letting go, surrendering is real. Telling the truth in that sense and surrendering is real. Having control is a perception. Thinking that you have control over a person, place, or thing is a perception. So it is unreal. So it never existed. The idea that you had control over something never existed. And in that lies the peace of God, in the positive way of thinking it. Whatever is true is never threatened. Whatever is unreal never existed. Herein lies the peace of God. Thank you guys for listening to this podcast, watching this on YouTube. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. This is the 3rd episode, going strong. I have some other projects coming out that I really want to get attention to. I have something called the AM Blog that's going to be coming out in the new episode somewhere on the channel. Only on the YouTube channel, the AM Blog. I got it from the idea from this other YouTuber. His name's Peter McKinnon. This photographer dude is fucking awesome, and he does something called the PM Blog. Peter McKinnon, Adam Martinez, AM. So I thought it was fucking perfect to do that, and it's more of a life series type vlog of my life and the experiences of it. I was kind of thinking of the idea or what kind of segment I would break that into. Would that be a Coffee with Adam kind of thing? But no, it could just break up and be its own segment. So that's what I have coming out. Also, if you're on YouTube, go check this out. Check out the other episodes. If you can't watch it on YouTube Prime, check out the full episodes of this on Apple Podcasts at The Coffee with Adam and All the Things Podcast. Whew. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later. You guys have a beautiful, bright, and shiny day. And toodles poodles.